So, today I have a totally different video planned. In this video I will be looking at pans. So, what is this pan? Why do I have this pan in my hands right now? I do not use Teflon pans, and probably you shouldn't as well, for many health reasons out there, and also because they're just not that durable. This pan that I have in my hands, I found it at a flea market for €2, and it's not in the best condition. This is what we call Smith iron pan. The difference between this and a cast iron pan is that this is made from a single sheet of metal. It's just pressed or hammered into its shape, and a cast iron is just melted and poured into a cast. Now, this usually gives these pans a smoother surface, so very much like the butter pat or stargazer pans that you can buy. Well, the only difference is that these are not smoothed out cast irons. These are just pressed. The one I have in my hands is just, they usually have these nice long grips to hold on to. The one I have in my hands is in a very rough condition. It looks beautiful. The grooves in the metal and the hammer marks, etc. It looks very, very nice, but the only problem is it's coated in something. On the inside, I believe this was coated with a spray paint because it was for decoration purposes. And I assume that there could be some rust under this paint. Okay, this video will be about coating and recoating and basically using this pen. But what I'm going to do today is to nuke this pen. So I will bring it back to its bare minimum metal. This, I assume, will be a two-step process. The first step will be putting it inside the oven. We have a pizza oven here that can go up to 500 degrees Celsius, which is prolysis temperature. So if I put it in there at that temperature, after a while it is going to come out as bare metal. And the step 2 of this cleaning process will probably be vinegar, but I'm not sure about that yet, so let's just start with this one. And after a couple of hours I'll take it out. It needs to cool down first before you take it out. It is going to destroy any gloves that you can have, but I'm curious to see if this pan can actually be used for something. So the first step I'll actually take the camera. I'm putting this pan into this oven. It's not hot enough yet. It will be hotter later on. This is going to burn off anything it might have on it. Just putting it in there, and as you can see, this oven goes up to 500 degrees. It's on its way. It's gonna take a while to get there, but let's see in an hour or so. So, good morning. We are in day 2 of this mess. Now as you can see, the pan is now stripped to bare metal, but this doesn't mean my work on it is done. I mean, I need to chip away all the surfaces that I can chip away. I'm not gonna sand this pan. I mean, I know that there's some people that like to sand down their pans, but there's like a millimeter of ups and downs on this pan. That's because of how the pattern of the, as you can see, how the pattern of the bare metal is. Now instead, I'm going to dip this in vinegar. The options you have are vinegar, or you can also use acetic acid. Now the reason I didn't use acetic acid is because I forgot it at home, but I have vinegar. White vinegar is just normal vinegar. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the pan in here. It fits enough for the bottom. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to need to do anything for the grip, but I'll see that in a second. Just lay the pan in here. Actually, let me just show this to you. Now I'm just going to pour this bad boy on. I will just let it sit on the inside, and then I'll pour it out, brush the inside. Now the thing you'll see me do it, so I don't need to spoil it. And then hopefully today this pan will be oiled, seasoned, and done. Look at what's happening here. Look. Is this a good sign? Is this a bad sign? There is some obvious rust in here, but that's gonna come off, so that's not really a bad thing. That's okay. We're just trying to get rid of all the rust that's been etched in here for a very long time. Now let's see if that's gonna work out. But this seems like something's happening. So, I wanted to show you guys the state of the pan before I put it into the oven. This is it. It looks okay. There is still some, rust that I could see. If I look really close, yeah, there is some, not a lot. But I mean, it's such a rough surface, I don't think it's gonna get any better. Now, my goal with this pan, as I've mentioned earlier, is not perfection. It just needs to be good enough to cook on. And we will do an egg test, not here, but I'll do it tomorrow, I suppose. So now I'll just oil this with organic flaxseed oil, because that gives a really nice and shiny and hard coating. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven, and I'm gonna give it like 4 or 5 coatings. I really hope that makes it as non-stick as possible. And tomorrow I'll be using this pen. So this is right after coat 2, as you can see. It's getting there. So actually it's been a while, it's been a couple of days, and I have done another day of this coating, so it's been in total 2 days of coating, 3 days of work. The pen is in its final state. It looks amazing. The only issue is, I mean, I still can see the red I mentioned earlier, the different color metal, so the top metal got rusted off. You can still see the reds in the metal under the coating. I cannot get the coatings to be the same color. It just for some reason doesn't work. I think that has to do with the metal underneath the top layer being a different color. But it's perfectly coated. Now, you cannot say a pan is ready without doing an egg test on it. So we will do an egg test on it, and if it sticks, I don't know what to do. If it doesn't stick, it's ready. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the egg test. They're stuck! They're fucking stuck! So the egg got stuck, which kind of sucks, but it got stuck where I would expect it to get stuck, which is, well, the edges of the pen where the pressing of the machine, I suppose, to press these pens is. It's really hot still. I don't want to touch too much. The handle is cold to the touch, which is great. And it didn't get stuck where I would expect it to get stuck, which is those reddish zones where it didn't get coated that much. Yeah, nice pen. Was this project worth it? It took me like 3 days of full-on work to get these done and to get the rust off. But it was €2 this pen, and for €2 I can say that I have a nice piece of pen in my collection. It looks old, it looks used. It's a nice small brother to my bigger wrought iron pen, and I'll definitely use it for many years. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. I really hope your restoration project of a pen goes easier.